Hey friends. Okay, I'm trying something new here. I would much prefer to be behind the camera writing, but I feel like video is the way we all consume content these days. So in order to better serve you, I thought I'd start this email off with a little video. So today we're talking about hospitality. That's the subject of this email. And I just wanted to share a little bit of my heart on this topic. This is one, well, I care about all of the virtues. I feel like this one is really dear to my heart and our family, not because I feel like we're Martha Stewart or are always hosting perfect parties. Although, fun fact, I did sing a solo about Martha Stewart in the fifth grade Christmas pageant. So I've always kind of had an affinity for Martha Stewart. But anyways, I really love the concept and the virtue of hospitality and talking about that with our kids, because I feel like it's an umbrella concept that can help us teach about so many other great virtues. So things like selflessness, being others focused, responsibility. When we talk about hospitality in our house, we can teach those things too, because really the biblical definition of hospitality, it doesn't look like, perfect doilies or a beautiful set tablescape. While it could include those things for sure, hospitality is really about loving a stranger. It's about asking the question, how can I make somebody else feel welcomed? And when you think about it, we can do that wherever we go. So whether that's inviting people over to your house or whether we're out and about. And so I thought I'd show you a little bit, or give you some insight into some of the ways that we think about that as a family, and that we talk about that when we're at home and then when we're out and about. Okay, so when we're at home, and we have people coming over, whether that's maybe a group of adults, we do home group at our house, or somebody that David and I are mentoring that are coming over, or a friend that's a child, or even people like babysitters or our housekeeper. We talk a lot about, we see them as guests. And so when we're talking to our kids, we are encouraging them to think about, how can we be great hosts? So one thing we say a lot in our house is, Eskies are great hosts. How can we serve our guests well when they come over? And so some of the things we talk about with them are, hey, let's look them in the eye. If we don't know them, let's introduce ourselves. Let's ask good questions. Maybe it is giving them, offering them a drink or a snack. And then when it's their friends that are coming over, we want to talk about how we're going to share our toys. We're going to think about what our friend wants to do and not just what we want to do. And we're going to be, hospitable and welcoming in that way. And so I think having people over to our house is a really great way. And I want to give my kids a bunch of reps at that, because it's in their environment, it's safe, but then they get to really practice what it looks like to think of others and what somebody else might want or need as they are in a new environment. So that's some of the ways we think about being great hosts at home and practicing hospitality. Okay, but hospitality is not just an at-home thing. If hospitality is making someone else feel welcomed or loving a stranger, then we can do that anywhere we are. And so with our kids, we talk a lot about being great hosts even when we're outside of the house. And so some of the ways that we talk about doing that is, smiling at a stranger or waving to somebody when we're on a walk. Simple things like cleaning up after ourselves at Chick-fil-A or wherever we are. Encouraging them to include other kids at school or on the playground. Maybe encouraging them to go out of their way to welcome the new kid at church. They can, we can do that, or those are all ways that they can practice hospitality, and then we can be modeling it for them when we're out and about. And really, my heart and prayer for that is that our kids would just begin, as they grow in their relationship with the Lord, that they would begin to really see themselves as ambassadors, like Paul talks about in 2 Corinthians, that they are representing the love of God and the welcome, I see you nature of Jesus wherever they are. So whether they're at home practicing hospitality by throwing a party, or inviting kids to their birthday party, or whether they're out and about at school or in a new environment, that they still kind of have this ownership mentality that says, oh, I get to represent Jesus. I get to be a light here too, and I get to make someone else feel special. So that's my prayer. We're not perfect at this at all, but I think hospitality is just such a beautiful, really practical way for us to talk to kids about representing Christ when we're out and when we're at home, and learning to think about others and practice, selflessness in a really practical way. And at this time of year, you see my Christmas tree behind me. We have so many opportunities to gather, whether it's family, whether you're being hosted somewhere else, or you're having people over to your house. I think we just get a lot of great excuses to sit with our kids or remind our kids, hey, how can we help somebody else feel welcome today? How can we represent Jesus's love when we're out and about, and be great hosts wherever we are? So I don't know, I hope those things are encouraging to you, and I'll add a couple more thoughts below this video, but I pray that those thoughts are encouraging for you and your family. Okay, bye guys.